Hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Dana and I'm 25 years old. I'm currently on a health and fitness journey that I document more closely over on TikTok and Instagram. So I'm leaving those here and also linked down below so that we can be friends if we're not already. Go ahead and give those a follow. If you're here from TikTok or Instagram, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can stick around and not miss any of my upcoming videos. As you can probably tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about macros, calorie counting, and those kind of things. But I do want to specify at the very beginning of this video, number one, your homegirl's not wearing any makeup. My face needs a break from makeup right now because I've just been like working out too much of my makeup because I go straight after my shifts at Orange Theory, and we just like need to take a break, okay? Like I'm breaking out. Also the hair, yeah, needs to be straightened, but it's all right. We're just doing like a chill vibe, you know? We're at home, we're having a conversation about our macros and calories, and that's that. Number two, and most importantly, I want everyone to know that while I am studying the NASM personal training course to become a personal trainer, I am no nutritionist. I am not in school to become a nutritionist. I am not taking any dietary courses. I do not plan to become a nutritionist or a dietitian, but I have learned a lot of things on my journey throughout weight loss and fitness and health, and I have learned a few things just studying the course with NASM. But again, it's more so of like general nutrition advice and information, not really, like I'm not qualified to give you guys any sort of plans or anything. And I want what I say to you today to be taken with a grain of salt. Take it, try to apply it to your journey. If it doesn't work, then it's not for you. Everything throughout this, as far as what I've learned, is trial and error. And unfortunately, that's just how it goes. I've been on this journey for over a year now, and the best advice that I can give to you is to try your best, and if it doesn't work, try something new. So I'm gonna go over just kind of like tracking macros and calories for beginners, what helped me when I was beginning, what I wish someone would have told me when I started off, and we'll just go from there, and hopefully something that I say to you today helps you out. So one of the first questions that you're probably asking if you want to be in a caloric deficit is, how do I find that deficit? There are lots of different resources. One of my favorite resources right now is using the InBody scale that's at our Orange Theory facility studio, that you hop on. It tracks your weight, your body fat percentage, your skeletal muscle mass, and most importantly, when it comes to the nutrition, obviously, is your metabolic rate. Your metabolic rate is the amount of calories that your body needs every single day to function, to simply function as a body, to breathe, to think, to use your brain, to pump your blood, for your cells to work, all that kind of stuff that you might have kind of forgotten. I know this is like third grade health class, I think, because I forgot. My metabolic rate when I stepped on that scale was 1758. So I was thinking, to be in a deficit, I need to eat 500 calories below that. Absolutely not, okay? 1758, that number that they gave me, that the scale gave me, is what my body needs on a daily basis just to survive. So you do not want to be eating under that. What you can do with that number, now I'm speaking as if you've hopped on the InBody scale. I'm really only speaking, I guess, to Orange Theory customers at this point, but I promise I'm getting into what you can use if you do not have access to an InBody scale or anything like it. I know the World Gyms have a scale called like Skylar or something. That's not the word, so I'll insert it here once I figure out what it is. You could Google like InBody scale near me. You can Google whatever that scale is that I was trying to talk about near me, and like see if you can hop on one. But you can also find it on a website, so I'll go into that in detail in a little bit. But what I did to find like my metabolic rate was 1758, and to find my maintenance calories, which would be what my body needs on like an active day, I basically took the 1758 and I times it by 1.4. So it's based on how active you are. And again, we're gonna go into that once I introduce you to the TDEE calculator. But 2461 is what I got when I multiplied that metabolic rate by 1.4. So 2461 is basically what my body may need to kind of like push through my workouts. What I did was take 500 less than that because I want to be in a deficit, and I'm around 1900 calories a day to be in a deficit. Some days that's really easy to obtain, some days it's not, but again, it's not always so much about the calories but the macros, what you're eating, what's in your food, All that's super important, so we're gonna go over it. Okay, so what do you do if you don't have a scale that tells you your metabolic rate? Well, you can go online to a TDEE calculator. I'm gonna insert kind of like my screen recording right here so you can see how fast it took me to do. Like literally it takes maybe a minute. You can use any of the TDEE calculators, God, it's a mouthful, online. You enter in the information that applies to you, and then it basically calculates the estimated TDE, or body weight maintenance energy requirement, is 2,282 calories per day for me. It's saying like for mild weight loss about 2,032, for weight loss about a pound a week, 1,782 calories a day. And for extreme weight loss, for the love of God, please do not try to lose more than like 2 or more pounds a week. It's just not healthy. It is completely unsustainable. Just go binge my TikTok if you have any questions about that. I cannot go into that right now. Like I will go off on a tangent. Cutting your calories to like under 15, it depends on who you are, but like cutting your calories to lose more than 2 pounds a week is so unhealthy. Just please don't do it. That's all. DM me if you have any questions. I don't know much about nutrition. Like I said, not an expert, but I know that you should never be cutting your calories to 1,200 a day. So I also learned yesterday in my course that a pound of fat is, let me make sure that this is right because I did just learn it. So yeah, 1 pound of body fat equals 3,500 calories of stored energy. So if you want to lose like a pound a week, you're going to cut back about 3,500 calories a week, not a day, a week. Actually, I learned a lot yesterday in my course that I feel like could be valuable information. Here's just like some fun facts. Protein during exercise is ignored as a significant fuel source for energy metabolism. You're actually going to use fats as your energy source, which I did not know. Fats help the body use some vitamins and keep the skin healthy, and also serve as energy stores for the body. Glycogen is glucose that is deposited and stored in bodily tissues such as the liver and muscle cells, and they're the storage form of your carbohydrates. And glucose can be used much faster than fat. So a lot of times if you're doing like high intensity exercise and your body needs a lot of energy, they'll pull from the glucose instead of using the fats, which I thought was just like kind of interesting. So that's where your carbs come into play. That's why carbs are important. Please don't cut all your carbs out. So I kind of went over like finding your deficit. So now you know how many calories you want to eat in a day to lose the weight. How do you figure out macros? Macros would definitely be like the least thing I feel like I know about, but I did work with a nutritionist last May. So from what I heard from her, and we'll do the same thing where I insert like a screen recording here, we're gonna go into MyFitnessPal. If you don't know MyFitnessPal, you can download it in the App Store. I don't actually want to share my macros just because I just don't want anyone to like put in like the same thing and expect to get the same results as me, because that's just not how it works. So if you really want to know, you can DM me, feel free, and I can like kind of tell you or give you maybe more of insight possibly. But basically you're going to have carbohydrates, protein, and fat that you're going to want to break out into percentages, and those percentages are going to want to equal 100. I just switched my carbs. So I had high carbs, moderate protein, moderate fat, and what happened was I hopped on the InBody scale for my like midpoint scan throughout the transformation challenge, and though I had lost like 6 pounds, I'd gained a percentage of body fat, which I thought was really weird. So I talked to one of our coaches and he suggested maybe bringing my carbs down and my fats up. Also, I have hypothyroidism, for those of you that don't know, and with the hypothyroidism, I have heard that you kind of want to up your fats. So I really do want to start eating lots more nuts, salmon, avocado, just healthy fats. I've got carbs and protein, moderate, fat upped, okay? Just do what you think. If you have no clue, here's a piece of advice I can give you. When it comes to fats, so like, I don't know, sugars, there's lots of fats and things. Sugars, peanut butter, nuts. If that's kind of like your muse, then you're gonna be more of a fat person, a fat sort of person. So you're gonna want to keep your fats at probably the highest, because you don't want to restrict yourself. For me, carbs are my best friend. I love bread, I love pasta, I'm not cutting carbs. I did it once and I was a monster, I won't do it again. You're going to want to make sure that you're like kind of aware of that, so that when you go to measure out your macros, like you're not extremely cutting, you're not doing like 20% carbs, because nothing's gonna fit in your macros if you're doing 20% carbs. again, please talk to a nutritionist. Like, this is just for beginners, just people who want to kind of mess around and like figure out what might work best for their body. But please, like, if you are preparing your body for, you know, a competition or something extreme like that, obviously work with a nutritionist. I'm just giving like some insight on like what helps me. So I use MyFitnessPal to track. That is why I do mostly carbs. Sorry that I didn't share my screen with you. I'll share with you what MyFitnessPal looks like if you guys want to download it. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments or let me know as far as like how to use the app. So yeah, the last thing I really want to touch on is like how to meet your macros without overstuffing yourself. I found that the more protein I eat, the more stuffed I feel, which is good. I want to fill my body with those proteins, those nutrients, and I also want to feel full for longer because then it prevents me from snacking and stuff like that and eating foods that aren't good for me. Also, protein gives my body fuel and it makes me feel good. Kind of suck at protein though because I don't love meats. I don't eat a lot of it. I definitely don't eat red meat. I try to consume chicken every once in a while. Love turkey bacon, salmon, fish, shrimp, all that good stuff, but it's just hard for me to get. I try to get tofu in every once in a while. I've also learned a lot of new things to start incorporating in my diet that have a lot of protein that I would have never thought of before. I'll leave the list right here because I added it to my grocery list of things to pick up next time. And you can blend this stuff into, like, I just saw my friend Stacy post a TikTok about blending cottage cheese into her marinara to use for pasta. Like, I would have never thought, like, it's just like a good extra source of protein. But anyway, I'm gonna do a complete separate video on this. Please let me know your interest. I'll probably film it anyway because I've had enough buzz on my Instagram about it. But I do want to film a video kind of just like going over my binge tendencies and how I have overcome them in the past. And just how to eat without feeling like you're stuffing yourself, because a lot of times I feel like I can get in the groove where I'm just like, I gotta eat my protein, I gotta eat my and I overeat my and then my macros are off, my calorie intake is huge. I still have not figured out how to meet my protein goal without going over all my carbs. If you consume protein powder, protein bars, like that also has carbs and fats in them. So you see what I'm like, it's like kind of hard to even it all out. It's not impossible, but it's not very easy, obviously, and nobody's perfect. So another thing that I just want to like kind of end you on, I hope that this like kind of made sense. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you want me to do another video. I feel like maybe I rushed this, but again, I just don't feel like I can go into full detail because I'm no nutritionist, dietitian. But what I want to leave you on, please, is if you ever feel yourself getting a little too obsessive with it, I've been there. I have taken months off of tracking because I found myself getting too obsessive with tracking like every leaf of lettuce. Like, it's okay if you get like that. Please just be self-aware of it. Take a step back if you need to. It is not the end of the world. You don't have to track every single grain of salt that goes into your daily intake of food. Know that food is fuel. Food is how your body is going to keep itself alive, keep you moving, keep you active. If you want to have those goals, if you want to, oh, people have so many different goals. If you're growing muscle, you need protein, you need those carbs to fuel your workouts. If you're trying to lose weight, you still need food. You still need like, don't be afraid of the 2,000 calories. For the longest time, I feel like I was afraid of 2,000 calories. Remember that that is what general public needs to survive. Like, that's like the average, you know, calorie intake for an average person. So for whatever reason, I thought I had to be like, I was doing like 1,300, 1,400 calories. It's so like unhealthy. Like, now that I know like my metabolic rate and just what it takes my body to just simply function, it all makes sense, I feel like, to me now. So hopefully that gave you some insight. If you start to track and you feel like it's kind of consuming your life, you're not alone. I'm always here to talk if you need. And this is something that obviously is going to be a journey, just like your weight loss goals, just like your fitness goals. This is a lifestyle change. And if you are maybe feeling like it's not your time yet to track, that is okay. You can take things slow. You can do it when you feel like it, every couple days, just to be aware of like what you're consuming and what kind of macros you're putting into your body. But again, if you feel like it's maybe kind of overwhelming, that's okay. I've been there, and it's okay to take a step back and not track everything that's going into your body. If you have any other questions or anything, or you kind of like this video and want me to go into more detail, or you have a specific question that I may be able to do a video to answer you with, I would love to help you out. Go ahead and just leave me a comment, DM me on Instagram. I love getting DMs like asking me to do certain videos. This was one of them. So I hope that that helps whoever was out here looking for more information on tracking calories and macros. And with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. So I do have a week in my life coming later this week, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.